So, good day everyone. We are the Group 9 reporters and we will report about the front office communications. We all know that communication is the act of giving, receiving, and sharing information, but communication in the hotel industry involves manager communicating information to their employees to ensure that they have the information that they need to perform their jobs and meet guest expectations. So this is what my definition of communication in hotel industry, their jobs, and to meet guest expectations. Hospitality managers should be able to effectively communicate with guests, staff, and other stakeholders. This includes being able to give clear instructions, provide updates and information, and resolve any conflicts that may arise. Ang communication mauna ang pag-communicate ninyo sa guest. Mauna ang pinaka-importante sa front office, like how you communicate with the guest, kay ang front office magod mao na ang pinakauna nga kanang what we say about that, kanang pinakauna nga interaction sa guest. So ang communication jud ang importante sa front office. Next slide please. So importance of communications. Excellent communication skills are especially important in the hospitality industry because they can help to build rapport with guests, resolve conflicts, and create a positive overall guest experience. Excellent communication skills can enhance a guest experience as it shows that you are listening to them, valuing their feedback, and conveying clear messages. So kabalo just taon sa importante ang communication, right? Especially in front office. Kasi front office, as like what I said earlier, kasi front office jud ta makauna og communicate sa ato ang guest. What's more important also in communication is that it helps us build relationships by allowing us to share our experiences and needs and help us to connect to others, especially to guests. Without excellent or proper communication, it can lead to misunderstanding. So without a proper communication, naagyo na ang misunderstanding kay di ta magkasinabot. Like we have a different intercultural communication. Lisod kaayo, right? But if we have the proper communication, this can lead to customer loyalty, increased business, and eventually the hotel becoming more successful. So mao na ang importance for me sa communication.
Good day, everyone. Hi, I'm Shaina Marie Alonso, and the next reporter, which is the communication process. Communication begins with the speaker, also known as the sender of the message or information. The sender encodes by converting messages into actions or words or other forms wherein the sender and the receiver understand. The message is simply the information, thoughts, or ideas conveyed by the sender into words or action. And after the message transported through a vehicle called channel. Channel is used as a medium in transmitting ideas or thoughts. Channels include face-to-face conversation, video call, telephone conversation, written communication, and etc. Next will be the listener, also known as a receiver. The receiver decodes the message. Decoding means understand and interpret. Interpreting encoded message given or sent by the sender. When the receiver decodes the message, he or she can now make a response, also known as feedback. Feedbacks are reaction, responses, or any information provided by the receiver. It can be sent through different channels. Sometimes misunderstanding happens because of the presence of noise, also known as barrier. Noise or barriers are factors that affect the flow of communication. That's all for my report. Next reporter, please.
So good day everyone. I am Jensen Kal Abi. So today I'm going to tackle about the function of communication. So first is regulation and control. Communication functions to control behavior. So in regulation and control, human behavior can be influenced through canal communication. Also, being able to use language, gestures, o emotions para ma-manage ang individual or mga group activities. Then, through this, magamit sad ni para malimit ang types and quantity of activities that people engage in. And by the way, it is also like a command. So, like example, suguon kasi mong parents, wash the dishes now or else I won't allow you to go to the party later. And second example is kanang nagpa-check up ba mo ron sa doctor, then muana siya kanang you should take your medicine 3 times a day and eat healthy foods. So second is social interactions. Communications allows individuals to interact with others. So in communication can be used para maka-create og social connection. Human establish and sustain closeness, connections, relations, o association sa ilang daily lives. So in communication, it is always social and require siyang interaction sa laing tao. So like example, nakita mo sa imong friend sa una. So para magka-interact mo, muana ka nga, oh hi, it's nice to meet you. How do you do? Then second example, if imo igsuon gikan sa laing lugar niya, bago siya uli sa inyo. So para magka-interact mo, na siya nga, hi sis, I have something for you. So next is, the third is motivation. So the third function of communication is motivation. So this relates, communication motivates or encourages people to live better. So this relates to how a person expresses their wishes, needs, wants, likes, and dislikes, or what they prefer or not. And inspiration through words. So like example, stress na kayo kasi imong mga buhaton sa school, then mana imong friend nga, kaya ra lagi na nimo para ma-motivate lang jud ka. So next please. Next is information. Communication functions to convey information. So the most important function is information. This may be used to give and receive information. Kaning a function is used when the speaker wishes to make others aware of certain facts, concepts, procedures, and knowledge that they may find valuable. So like example, nalaag mo sa imuhang mga amiga, then nasaag mo. Then that's the time nga mga mangutana mo sa laing tao. So para makuha ninyo ang information nga inyong needed. So the last is emotional expression. So communication facilitates people expression of their feelings and emotion. So finally, emotional expression is a communication functions. Emotional expression is utilized by speaker to move another person to action. It is more than regulation and control. It is more than motivation. So ang speaker uses the listener's sentiments and emotion para persuade ang tao. So ang tao kay always yun mag-communicate with their emotions, like kanang vocally or non-verbally ba. So next please. So basic goal of effective communication. So first is to inform. You are providing information for use in decision making, but aren't necessarily advocating a course of action. So kani kay mag-provide siya information para sa mga decision nga buhaton. So makashare siya mga information between communicators og maka-gain siya knowledge. So like example, mag-ask ka sa imong friend kung what time siya maabot or asa na siya, din mo tubag siya sa imong nga sa info nga imong needed. So next is the request. Ask for a specific action by the receiver. So asking for something to be given or done, especially kanang asking for a favor, pero in polite way. So like example, kanang saba kayo imuhang isuon. So walang study ka, then mag-ask ka niya if pwede ba hinayon iyan tingog kay nag-study ka. So nya, pero imuhang pagkasulti kay kanang in a polite way para makasabot siya. So next is to persuade. To reinforce or change a receiver's belief about the topic and possibly act on the belief. So it means to make someone do or believe or something by giving them a good reason to do it, or by talking to that person and making them believe it, or kanang murag i-convince nimo sila ba. So ang example ani kay kanang tawo na maligya baron sa market, or namaligya og kanang cellphone. Di ba maayo kay sila mo sales talk para malinan lang gid sila, para ma-convince gid nila ang mga tao nga mupalit sa ilahang products. So that is effective communication. So last is to build relationships. So some messages you send may have the simple goal of building goodwill between you and the receiver. So like example, na kay customers so para maka-build mo relationship, dapat makuha nimo iyahang trust. So imo gyud silang i-entertainon ug maayo para mahimo na nimo silang suki. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Erica Bologna, the next reporter, the barriers of communication. These various barriers of communication block or interfere with the message that someone is trying to send. And here are some barriers to communication. Number one is poor listening skills. Poor listening skills can also lead to misunderstanding, or we lose concentration of what we're listening, and can also tend to assumptions kay wala kayo naminaw sa message. The next one is poor speaking skills. Poor speaking skills or lack of confidence in speaking can also affect in the communication. Like ang uban speaker dili ma-express ang ilahang idea confidently when speaking. The next one is listener's mood. If the listener's mood is not in the mood, it will tend to the request is not complete or di na mao ang trabaho, like ang mahuna-huna is not in the work, naa sa problem or lutang lang, and tend to mas maapektuhan ang trabaho. The last one is responding before the other person finishes what they were saying. There's also a cause of barriers of misunderstanding in the communication. It will tend to misinformation, interrupting the speakers, or the information is not complete because not listening to the whole information. The next one is, next slide, the kinds of communication flow. So these are the 5 main kinds of communication flow. The downward, which is slow down from the higher level of an organization to the lower level. Higher level use this communication to give feedback to an employee's performance, relay information, and provide understanding for an employee's job and the role it's play in the organization. The next one is the upward communication. Upward communication flow from lower level of an organization to the higher level, which helps to relay the effectiveness of downward communication and allows employees to convey their opinions and ideas. So, ang upward communications give a voice to the employee within the organization to share their opinions, ideas, and more. Next one is the lateral communication flow. It is a level of high carry within the organization and used to facilitate coordinate of tasks, facilitate to cooperate among employees, share problem, resolve conflict, and solve problem within the organization. The next one is the diagonal. Communication is when a manager within employees from another department or a work group. This is utilized in instance like when a manager is creating a training modules and work with employee from various departments to ensure that the training is accurate, or when a project spans across multiple departments. So this helps also to prevent any misunderstanding that may occur through the communication chain of the organization. And the last one is the external. External communication is between a manager and external groups such as vendors, suppliers, banks, and etc. This communication helps to ensure that the organization has in the right path of their business and allow and all that it needs to be able to function properly. That's all. Thank
So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Denise Plaza Hinoblasa, and I am the last reporter of this group. So, my report is all about improving communication in hotel. First is emphasize the importance of communication to your employees. First, explain to the employee why it is important that they are informed and understand news and update company culture where communication is prioritized. So it means that as a manager or a CEO of the hotel, kailangan mong mag-communicate sa mga employees mo. So that you can sense of what is going on inside the hotel and how to make it better. Number two is stop relying on radio communication for everything. So radio is often overused for communication in the hospitality industry. They can be noisy and disruptive to guests and posible ding marinig ng mga guest ang mga importanteng details na pinag-uusapan ng mga staff through radio. And possible ding hindi marinig ng mga employees ang mga importanteng detalye galing sa kabilang linya. Number three is embrace digital and mobile communication. So, mobile communication is important, especially in hotel. Hotel need this in communication to send message in every employees in the hotel. So, sending an important information or message through digital communication is faster than running to other staff just to relay a message. So, mas mabilis pang mag-send ng message through to mobile or digital communication. Or mas effective pa siya kaysa running or walking. Number four is segments your audience if necessary. So, when you send information to people, they may tune out to your future communications. While often you will want to reach everyone with team communication in hotels, there will also be times when you only need to communicate something with specific cohort of employees and not everyone in the hotel. So, for example, as an issue, the other is an issue affecting only hotel security staff. So, as a manager, hindi mo na kailangang ipaalam sa ibang departments or sa buong company. Dapat kung saan lang nakaka-affect ang issue, dapat doon lang i-deliver ng manager ang message. Next is deliver consistent employee training and boarding experiences. So, different managers will have different approaches and will prioritize different things. This means that your workforce may not all have the same level of knowledge and may not have equal opportunity to gain appropriate skills. So, dapat may experience and well-trained ang mga hotel staff para efficient ang trabaho nila at pag-handle sa guest. Number six is ensure you can deliver both urgent and non-urgent communications.
So when implementing new internal communication process system and procedure, don't forget emergency communication. You should prepare for both urgent and non-urgent communications alike. This means you can reach employees quickly in emergency as well as when sending routine everyday information. So dapat may naka-prepare na different phones para sa urgent and non-urgent com- communications para in case of emergency, mabilis nilang tawagan ang dapat nilang tatawagan. Next slide is 7 is get feedback from employees. Two-ways communication help to build trust, ensure ensure transparency, and enables management to become aware of any issues that they may not otherwise know about. So this can be used by the manager when he or she notices that there's something wrong with their employees. So mapa-physical or emotional man as a manager, it is their responsibility to take care of their employees' health, give them a word of encouragement to make them feel everything is going to be all right if they needed to. So, diyan napapasok ang feedback from employees. So, next is number 8. Ensure your communication are timely. So, all your communication efforts will be wasted if you don't send the information to your employees in a timely manner. You can't wait hours or even days to communicate with employees. When there is something they need to know about, let them know straight ways. So thank you for listening. And these are my group mates. Sakrita Asumta, Alonso Shaina, Abidin Kyle, and Bologna Erica. And truly yours, Junits Glyce in Iblaza.